My name is Anthony, and I'll be drawing for you.
Hey, Planet Earth, we meet again. Welcome to Anthony Draws For You, the channel where no idea is too crazy. Today's idea is a little grotesque. I'm just gonna get right into it. We have zombie Disney princesses to draw today. So this commission comes from a client who grew up loving the Disney princesses, but over time has developed more of an affinity for the Gothic. So to start this video off, we're gonna be drawing Belle from Beauty and the Beast. And in just a few moments, her decomposing corpse will make her more beast than beauty. Gross! Followed by an undead Jasmine from Aladdin as she takes a midnight magic carpet ride through Agrabah, or as undead Jasmine would say, Agrabah. So put some baguettes in the oven, have some great stuff, it's delicious. And if you don't believe me, ask the dishes. Because here comes Zombie Belle.
Okay, so the first thing I had to establish was what exactly is Belle going to be doing in this pose. So I'm throwing down some curves just to see what would happen. And once I bent her right knee, or left knee rather, I had to decide, okay, so like what is it actually going to be resting on? And I thought, oh wait a minute, isn't that flower thing on a pedestal with the glass on top of it? And I thought, what if she's like leaning over it, she's like knocking it over? Because then she could be using the stem of the rose to like, you know, think of picking her teeth like this. And I realized, okay, so she's going to be eating something or somebody. Who's she going to be eating? Who better than the Beast? She's a dead girl with a big appetite. And I actually sort of stumbled my way into a double meaning here because if I remember the story correctly, wasn't the curse like... Okay, the curse was that the Beast had to fall in love with somebody before the last petal fell off the rose. So here's Belle, last petals are falling, meaning the Beast met his tragic end. Doubly tragic because now she is undead and munching on his brains. You know something about Beauty and the Beast that I always thought was kind of BS? So the very beginning of the movie, the main male protagonist, or possibly he's more of an anti-hero, either way, the prince is kind of a jerk. Dark and stormy night, this little old lady comes to the front door looking for help, and he turns her away. And she's sitting there like, aha, I knew it. I knew you were going to be a jerk to me. I knew I was going to get to use my black magic on you. Here you go, you're turned into this big ugly beast now, and the only way for you to avoid staying this way forever is for a human person to fall in love with this big furry animal that I made you into. But wait, there's more. All of your servants, yeah, I don't like them either. I'm going to turn this one into a teapot, I'm going to turn this one into a clock, I'm going to turn this one into a candlestick, Cogsworth and Lumiere. I don't care whose families are waiting for them at home, screw all of you. You guys are frozen in time now as household objects. All because this little old lady wanted to teach this one jerk a lesson. Everybody else had to suffer. So you know something? I think that vindictive old lady showed her true colors. And for all we know, the prince may have picked up on that when he opened the door. He looked at her and said, you know what? It's a dark and stormy night. I have no obligation to this person who's really creeping me out, and I just got a really bad feeling about her. And he was proven right when the old hag unleashed her wrath on everybody else in the house who had nothing to do with it. So the moral of the story is basically always let crazy old witches into your house, or else. Yeah, Disney fans, I went there. Alright, so that's my English class over-analyzation of a simple Disney movie. What do you guys think of my crazy theory? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Pound your keyboards in the comment section. I had to make some later adjustments in the inks and colors because, just my opinion, I think gore and like when you're doing zombie horror kind of stuff, drawing gore is actually like really intricate. To do gore well, you gotta not just know basic anatomy, but like you have to know how to eviscerate it. You know? You know, you got to reimagine, like, what would things look like if this was exposed here, or if that was exposed there. So I sort of dodged getting into the real nitty-gritty of the human anatomy, and I just sort of took some chunks out of her torso, so her ribs will be poking out the side, and of course you got to spray the blood at the end. Blood. Disney blood. Alright, on to Princess Jasmine. Okay, this one came to me almost immediately. Usually when I try to come up with ideas, I'll sit down and I'll sketch some stuff out. I'll just scribble a whole bunch of ideas, like one right after the other on the same page. And if something's working, I'll carry it on to the next page, and I'll usually have like a couple of different pieces of paper that just sort of have scribbles of, you know, this and that all over the place. That's not what happened with this one. Before I did anything, I sat at my desk, I closed my eyes, and I thought, okay, what parts of Aladdin really stuck out? And the magic carpet ride was like the iconic 90s Disney moment. And I thought, okay, so like how can I incorporate that into this picture and make it zombified? And I just got this vision of Princess Jasmine flying around on the magic carpet way high above the city, but she's crouched on her hands with her weight forward, neck out, chin forward, aggressively vomiting all over the city below. And when I draw stuff on my own, I like to put Easter eggs all over the place. Doesn't always fit into commissions and doesn't always fit into assignments that I get, but I took the opportunity here. And these really aren't even Easter eggs. These are like blatantly right out in the open. Just every prop from the movie that I could think of, right down to that big monkey statue holding that giant ruby thing that Aladdin's Monkey Abu just couldn't resist going after in the Cave of Wonders. Alright, so I gave you my crazy analysis on Beauty and the Beast. Here's my crazy analysis on Aladdin. The events of the movie and all of the lessons therein are but for a very trivial purpose. Movie starts, we're in the city of Agrabah in the middle of the night. The only person around in town is this shrewd little merchant who's trying to sell you a bunch of junk. Check out this pottery. Oh, look at all the many uses it has. No, not your style? Okay, well how about this thing then? Ah, crap, this thing broke. Alright, well what about this thing? Look at all the crazy things that this contraption does. So he shows you all these things, he's starting to get desperate, he grabs this lamp and he goes, oh, what about this? Poor guy's losing the sale, customer's losing interest, jumps back in the frame and he stops you. He goes, wait, don't go. This is no ordinary lamp. This lamp once changed the course of a young man's life. It's a story that begins on a dark night. And then he starts telling you this story about this young street kid who has no home, and the genie that grants wishes and all this stuff. So that's the intro. Now, the rest of the story is the rest of the story, and Aladdin is Aladdin. But if you view it from the lens of the shady merchant in the intro, this entire movie, elaborate story with many characters and songs, entire songs with the entire city having choreography. Everything in the Cave of Wonders, all of Robin Williams' impressions, the Rodney Dangerfield impression, the Jack Nicholson impression. Everything that happens in the movie is merely a ruse for this traveling merchant. He's a traveling merchant. He's not even from Agrabah. During the opening credits, we follow him on a camel traveling through a vast wasteland. Where he actually came from, God only knows. So the whole movie, the guy is a traveling thrift store, and he's trying to sell you a piece of junk. That's it. That's the whole point of the movie. I just think that's such a great plot device. It's just really, really clever writing, because all of that, it's right there. Like, I'm not making any of this up. Like, there's a very clear trail of breadcrumbs. And here's the kicker. You know who does the voice for the shady merchant? Robin Williams. Further evidence that indicates the genie's character arc was a creation of the shady merchant himself.
Tell me what you're working on right now in the comments section below. Share this video with your friends. Don't forget to pound that like button. Be sure to subscribe to keep the party going. Thank you much, and I'll see you next time.